Hello, good people. Dr. Justin Grimes here, and welcome back to Tech Tip Tuesdays. Listen, today's topic is about helping you to design a LinkedIn profile people want to look at. And so, in order for you to do that, I need you to enter this prompt into ChatGPT. And it's going to provide you with some information. It's going to help you to design a custom, tailor fit for you and your responsibilities, your interests LinkedIn profile. See, a strong profile gathers people's attention. It informs people about who you are, what your skills are, what your background is, what you're interested in. And I want you to have that information. Okay? Because my concern for a lot of people is they really don't understand how reliant we are on looking at LinkedIn to find and connect with people. So, when people are trying to gather information, one of the easiest social tools out there is LinkedIn. Now, I want you all to work on starting to create a custom URL. I want you to make sure that you're clicking that button at the top right. You click your name under your profile, and then you're going to click that button that talks about customizing your URL. And then you're going to change the URL at the end to your name. If you have a doctorate, it's doctor first name, last name. If not, it's just your first name, last name. If there is something else, maybe middle initial, try to avoid numbers as much as possible. Make it very simple for people to be able to search you. This is how you begin to distinguish yourself from everybody else. Everybody doesn't want to look up the Justin Grimes hyphen 57211R3. That's really like whack. Just to be honest, it looks really weird. So I want you to customize your URL, number one. Number two, I want you to create a good abstract at the top. Like describe for people what your interests are. Now, I know a lot of people like to put their certifications, certified in this, DEI activist, specialist in this, and that's to me is okay. But I want to think about when I read your profile, that I'm getting a sense of the type of person I'm about to connect with, get a sense of your interests, get a sense of your background. I can say by looking at this, I want to know more about this person. And that's the type of stuff you want to see in that top section. Forgive me, I got to look it up to see what it's called. Okay. So when I'm looking at your profile, I'm talking about the section, the about section. I said abstract. My apologies. The abstract. Then your feature. Then I'm going to go to your activity. I want to see a person who's consistently providing activity. Because people are going to click this. They're going to click your activity section. They're going to click your comments to see what are you saying when you show up on other people's stuff and how often are you saying that. They're going to click your videos. If you click on mine, I got a lot of videos, images. They're going to see the types of things you have on there. For me on my profile, you're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of comments, a lot of newsletters, events from Beyond the Bachelors. You're going to see a whole lot of stuff on my engagement. Now, I'm not one who's seeking, thousands upon thousands of followers, and it'll get there one day, but I'm just saying we want to see some engagement there. Then that next section, experience, be accurate in your experience. Think about this. How do you convey what your experience is that isn't necessarily a regurgitation of your resume, but is a summation of your skill set and your abilities and more or less the type of things that you're interested in, their background, what you bring to the table that people will be looking for. And I feel strongly about this. If you are applying for opportunities, you need to curate this in a certain way. I need you to start putting certain things on there that highlight the types of information that people for that who are going to make the decision about that opportunity, about that grant, about that scholarship, about that job are looking for. Now I get this question. Well, what about if I have a lapse in employment? Should I put that on there? You put the employment experiences you want to put on there, and people will answer your answer for that when you get into the job, but I see that on your resume. Should I put everything on there? Like, what if there's some jobs that, like, maybe I was only in there for a few months, or maybe it's not relevant? This is your curated space. You get to put out there what you want. It don't got to be a lie. It don't have to be everything, but it needs to be relevant information that people can get a sense of who you are. Now, there are a lot of people who just put one job and one degree and they don't put when they graduated. And that's your choice. I have no shame in putting when I graduated in the years. But that's a personal choice, honestly. You can choose to do that or not do that. Your licenses, certificates, your skill sets, your endorsements. I know some people love to get a lot of endorsements. That's totally your choice. This is about creating a space where people get to know who you are. And I'm going to get to my last 2 points because these are really the most important. You need to get a professional headshot. So when people click the image that shows up in the circle, it needs to be a professional headshot. And then you've got the other image that you can do, which is the background, right? That one little rectangle behind your image. I need you to put something that talks about you, or just go on Canva, create a blank rectangle and just put your name and your email address and maybe something special about you. Don't have to be super complicated. Mine is very simple. Apply to graduate school, a guide for gaining access to graduate education. Apply to graduateschool.com. It's clean, it's to the point. You know what I'm about, what I'm prepared for. Then we're going to get into that other section about your contact info and other things that come under your name and what those things are. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you are sharing things about yourself. Those words need to reflect the people who you are. Are you a speaker? Are you a researcher? Are you a coach? Are you a founder? Are you a consultant? What are you? Pull that information up there. Okay. It does not need to be a lot, just minimal information. Okay. Because I want you to get noticed. I want people to see you and know who you are. Am I saying that your engagement needs to be all day, every day? Not necessarily. But I find that the people who have the best connections on LinkedIn, who wind up getting the most opportunities, who build their followings, are the ones who are engaged a lot on the platform. I want you to consider a newsletter as something that just reflects your professional experiences and what you're interested in so that people can get a sense of who you are. It's in essence the same thing as a blog. It's just more professional. So it just has a professional lens, not necessarily make it more professional. Okay. I want you to consider video and doing things out of that, right? Like it don't have to be the same thing you put on TikTok or some other social media space. Again, people look at this as a very highly professional platform. So it needs to reflect a level of professionalism, a level of tact, a level of critical understanding, critical awareness. Okay. You eating food is not something we necessarily want to see. We want to see what you're doing at your job, who you're connecting with, who you're building community with. So y'all, these are my Tech Tip Tuesday advice for you about creating a profile on LinkedIn that will interest people and attract people to you. Don't nobody want to look at a boring LinkedIn profile. We don't want to see a bunch of numbers behind your name on your URL. You're going to customize it. We don't want to see a blank or non-professional headshot. We don't want to see a blank or background image that doesn't reflect your interest or what you're good at. We don't want to see experiences and things on that section or education that aren't honest. Y'all don't be lying either. People be lying on their LinkedIn. Don't do that. Just tell the truth. And if you find yourself saying, yo, I feel you, cuz, but I need a little bit more help on this. Can you explain this thing a little bit more? I'm a little more nervous about it. Here's the number one piece of advice I'm going to give you. Just get started and look at others. Look at other people's stuff. See what they're putting. See what connects with you, what doesn't connect with you. See what industry leaders are putting on theirs. How are they engaging? What are they sharing? Sharing articles? Are they sharing videos? We want to hear, a lot of your original opinion and some reposts. That's all I got to say on this subject, y'all. Other than it's just time for you to go do it. Have a good one.